You feel it, that quiet knowing, a steady pulse beneath the noise of the world. Something in you is ready, not restless, not desperate, ready. This is the moment everything changes for you, not because circumstances suddenly align, not because someone grants permission, because you decide. The habits you repeat today are shaping the person you become tomorrow. Every action writes a sentence, every day builds a chapter, and in 2026, you will either rise with intention or drift without direction. Pause, breathe, imagine a version of you who moves with certainty, who speaks with calm authority, who leads without noise, who acts without hesitation. That version is not distant. It is not reserved for the gifted. It is constructed daily. In this journey, you will install 10 habits that rewire your mindset from survival to leadership, from reaction to command, from doubt to decision. You will feel resistance. Growth always creates tension. You will meet your old patterns. They will whisper comfort, but you will not retreat. Stand up, breathe deeply, feel your spine straighten. This is where discipline becomes identity, and identity becomes destiny. You are not preparing for change. You are stepping into it. Now listen closely. Everything begins here. Chapter 1. The Habit of Radical Self-Awareness. You begin here, not with action, not with strategy, with awareness. The quiet skill that separates reaction from leadership. The discipline of seeing yourself clearly. Most people move through life on autopilot. They wake, they act, they respond, they repeat. Days blend together, emotions dictate decisions. Habits form without examination. And slowly, identity is shaped by default. But you are not here to drift. You are here to lead your own evolution. Radical self-awareness is the foundation of transformation. Without it, effort scatters. With it, growth becomes intentional. This is where you slow down. This is where you look inward. This is where you choose to see what is true, not what is comfortable, not what is convenient, what is real. Imagine walking through a room filled with mirrors, yet every mirror is fogged. You can see movement but not detail. You recognize your outline but not your expression. That is how many live their lives. They sense potential but they cannot see clearly enough to direct it. Radical self-awareness is the act of wiping the mirror clean, slowly, deliberately, courageously. It requires honesty. It requires presence. It requires strength. Because when the glass clears, you see everything. Your pattern, your triggers, your habits, your strengths, your blind spots. And that moment of clarity can feel uncomfortable. But discomfort is not danger. It is growth beginning. Pause, observe, tell the truth. These are not soft suggestions. They are commands for leadership. Pause when emotion rises. Observe when tension builds. Tell the truth when excuses. Your old self prefers speed. It reacts quickly. It defends automatically. It avoids reflection. But your emerging self chooses awareness. It creates space before response. It asks questions before action. Why did I react that way? What belief shaped that decision? What fear influenced that choice? This is not self-criticism. It is self-leadership. And leadership begins with clarity. There's a version of you that operates unconsciously. That version repeats inherited habits. That version protects comfort. That version avoids deeper examination. It says, this is just who I am, but you are not fixed. You are not limited to yesterday's patterns. You are evolving. The conflict between you and your old self is not a battle of worth. It is a battle of awareness. One chooses autopilot. The other chooses intention. One moves through life reacting. The other moves through life directing. Every moment of awareness strengthens the leader within you. Consider the person who drives the same route every day. At first, they notice every turn, every signal, every sound. But over time, the drive becomes automatic. They arrive without remembering the journey. Life can become like that. You move, you achieve, you respond, but you do not consciously choose. Radical self-awareness brings you back to the driver's seat. You grip the wheel again. You feel the road. You choose the direction. This is power. This is control rooted in present. Calm reflection is the first step. You sit with yourself, without distraction, without performance, just observation. What thoughts dominate your mind? What emotions surface most often? Where do you hesitate? Where do you feel strong? This reflection may reveal habits you admire. It may also reveal patterns that limit you. Stay steady. Awareness is not about judgment. It is about information. Information gives you choice. Choice gives you power. Then discomfort arrives. You notice impatience. You notice avoidance. You notice fear disguised as logic. This is the moment many retreat, but you do not retreat. You breathe. You remain. Growth often begins with discomfort because clarity dissolves illusion. You cannot change what you refuse to see, so you choose to see, fully, honestly, without drama, without shame. You are not exposing weakness. You are identifying leverage points for growth. Pause, observe, tell the truth. Again, pause before you speak. Observe your emotional state. Tell the truth about what you are feeling, not to others, to yourself. This builds internal integrity. When your inner dialogue becomes honest, your outer actions become aligned. Alignment creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. Momentum creates transformation. As clarity grows, something shifts. You begin noticing patterns in real time. You recognize the moment before irritation turns into reaction. You sense hesitation before it becomes avoidance. You catch self-doubt before it expands. This awareness gives you a choice. React or respond, drift or direct. You choose direction. You choose leadership. I see clearly. I choose growth. Repeat it, not as empty words, as identity statements. I see clearly. I choose growth. These affirmations are anchors. They remind you that awareness is strength. The more clearly you see yourself, the more precisely you can shape yourself. Leaders are not flawless. They are aware. They recognize their tendencies. They adjust deliberately. They evolve continuously. Imagine making decisions from awareness instead of reaction. Imagine entering conversations grounded, not defensive. Imagine approaching challenges curious, not threatened. This is not fantasy. It is the natural result of disciplined self-observation. When awareness becomes habit, reaction loses control. You begin to act with intention. You become measured, thoughtful, strategic. Your old self whispers that awareness is overthinking. That reflection slows progress, but reflection refines progress. Speed without awareness leads to repetition. Awareness ensures advancement. You are not here to repeat cycle. You are here to elevate them. Each moment of conscious reflection strengthens your foundation. Think of an architect designing a structure. Before construction begins, there is measurement, inspection, planning. If the foundation is uneven, the building will crack. Radical self-awareness is your foundation inspection. You examine the ground beneath your behavior. You stabilize it. You strengthen it. Then you build. Stay with the process. Do not rush clarity. Sit with your thoughts. Journal them. Reflect on them. Notice patterns across days. What triggers frustration? What sparks motivation? What drains energy? What fuels purpose? Awareness turns vague feelings into actionable insight. And insight transforms direction. I see clearly. I choose growth. Say it when resistance appears. Say it when discomfort rises. Say it when old patterns attempt to reassert control. You are not fighting yourself. You are refining yourself. Awareness is not harsh. It is compassionate strength. It allows you to meet yourself honestly and still move forward. As this habit strengthens, your confidence deepens. Not because you ignore flaws, because you understand them. You know where you stand. You know what requires development. You know what deserves reinforcement. This knowledge removes insecurity. Clarity replaces confusion. Direction replaces drift. Pause, observe, tell the truth. These three commands will follow you throughout your transformation. They are simple, they are powerful, they are foundational. When applied daily, they reshape identity. You stop living unconsciously. You begin leading consciously. Imagine 1 year of radical self-awareness. Imagine the emotional control, the refined habits, the precise decisions, the steady confidence. This is who you are becoming, not by accident, by awareness. The mirror is clearing now. You see yourself more fully, and with that clarity comes responsibility. You cannot unsee what you have seen. You cannot unknow what you now understand. Awareness demands action, and action is coming. For now, remain steady in this reflection. Strengthen this habit. Anchor it deeply, because the next step in your transformation requires focus sharpened by truth, and you are ready to see even more. Chapter 2. The Habit of Intentional Morning. Morning is not just a time of day. It is a declaration. Before the world speaks to you, before messages arrive, before demands begin, there is a window. Quiet, unclaimed, powerful. This is where leaders are formed. The sunrise does not ask permission to rise. It does not negotiate with the horizon. It does not wait to feel ready. It rises because it is its nature. And you must do the same. Winning the morning is not about perfection. It is about ownership, early ownership. When you control the first hour, you influence every hour that follows. When you drift through the first hour, the day controls you. There are two versions of you in the morning. One reaches for comfort. The other reaches for command. One hits snooze. The other sits up. One whispers later. The other declares now. This is not about punishment. It is about alignment. Your old self values immediate comfort. Your emerging self values long-term strength. Wake up, move, begin. These are not harsh words. They are powerful ones. When your alarm sounds, it is not noise. It is opportunity knocking before the world wakes. You have a choice in that moment. Return to sleep and surrender direction, or rise and claim the day. Pause and imagine the impact of that decision repeated daily. Small actions multiplied by time shape identity. Delayed gratification begins here. Comfort now or confidence later. Ease now or authority later. The discipline to rise early is not about hours. It is about character. You teach yourself that your goals matter more than temporary comfort. You prove that your future deserves effort. The first few mornings may feel heavy. That is natural. You are rewiring identity. Energy builds through repetition. Strength grows through consistency. Silence becomes your ally. In the quiet of the early hour, you hear your thoughts more clearly. You set intentions deliberately. You prepare mentally before stepping into motion. Silence sharpens focus. When the world is quiet, distractions are minimal. Your attention is yours again. This is sacred time. You can reflect. You can read. You can train your body. You can plan your day with intention. But the specific activity matters less than the ownership. What matters is that you chose to rise. Wake up, move, begin. Let those words echo. Imagine stepping out of bed with purpose. No rush, no chaos, just clarity. You drink water. You breathe deeply. You stretch your body. You review your goals. You are not reacting. You are preparing. Your old self says, just 5 more minutes. Your new self says, 5 minutes of growth. The difference compounds. When you rise intentionally, you build internal trust. You keep promises to yourself. Self-trust creates confidence. Confidence creates leadership. Notice how you feel on days when you win the morning. Grounded, centered, ahead. Now notice how you feel when you drift through it. Rushed, reactive, behind. The difference is not luck. It is choice. The sunrise does not hesitate. It does not debate with darkness. It simply rises, and when you rise consistently, something shifts. Your posture changes, your tone changes, your decisions become sharper. You begin to walk into rooms differently. Calm, prepared, steady, because your day is already claimed. You are not scrambling to catch up. You are moving from intention. That quiet confidence cannot be faked. It is built in silence. Delayed gratification deepens your resilience. When you resist the snooze button, you strengthen willpower. When you choose discipline over comfort, you reinforce identity. You are becoming the person who does what must be done. This habit is not loud. It is powerful. The transformation energy begins to rise here. Each early morning becomes a vote for your future. Each intentional action becomes a brick in your foundation. Wake up, move, begin. Again, wake up with awareness. Move with purpose. Begin without hesitation. You do not wait for motivation. You generate momentum, and momentum changes everything. Think ahead. Imagine 1 year of intentional morning, 300 disciplined sunrises, 300 moments of self-respect, 300 decisions to lead yourself first. Who are you then? Stronger, sharper, more composed. You walk into meetings without anxiety. You approach challenges without panic. You speak with clarity because your mind is not scattered. Your day does not surprise you. You designed it. That future version of you is not distant. It is built tomorrow morning. And the next. Your old self will still whisper comfort. It will offer softness. It will suggest postponement. But you smile because you know something it does not. Discipline creates freedom. When you master the morning, you master the tone of your day. You are not sacrificing comfort. You are investing in confidence. There is strength in rising before the noise. There is power in beginning before being asked. There is leadership in self-direction. Wake up, move, begin, feel the energy building. Each intentional morning compounds into identity. You no longer wait for the day to define you. You define it. And when the world finally wakes, you are already ahead, already focused, already calm, already leading. The habit of intentional mornings is not about waking early. It is about waking deliberately. Tomorrow will test your decision. The alarm will ring. The choice will return. And in that quiet moment before dawn, you will rise. Chapter 3. The habit of focused attention. Your attention is your most valuable asset. Not your talent, not your resources, not your network. Your attention. Where you place it determines what grows. Energy flows where attention goes. And whatever receives consistent focus expands in your life. Look closely at your days. How often does your attention fragment? How often does it jump from one demand to another? How often does it scatter across screens, conversations, notifications, unfinished tasks? Distraction is not loud. It is subtle. It does not attack. It erodes. Silent erosion. A little drift here, a little scrolling there, a little delay, a little avoidance. Over time, erosion reshapes identity. But attention, when concentrated, reshapes destiny. Imagine sunlight spread across a field, warm, gentle, diffused. Now imagine that same sunlight passing through a magnifying glass. Focused, intense, precise. What was once warmth becomes fire. That is the power of focused attention. You already possess the light. The question is whether you will concentrate it. Restlessness is natural at first. When you attempt to focus deeply, your mind will resist stillness. It will search for stimulation. It will crave novelty. Your old self is accustomed to movement without depth. Quick tasks, surface engagement, constant switching. But you are building a different identity. One that goes deep. One that stays. One that finishes. Protect your attention. Close the noise. Do one thing. These commands may seem simple. They are not. To protect your attention, you must value it. You must understand that every distraction is a trade. You are trading progress for impulse, depth for immediacy, mastery for momentary stimulation. When you sit down to work on something meaningful, your mind may wander. That is not weakness. That is conditioning. Bring it back. Again and again. Each return strengthens your control. Restlessness slowly becomes discipline. Discipline slowly becomes flow. Flow becomes mastery. The world rewards those who finish. Ideas are common. Intentions are common. Beginnings are common. Completion is rare. And completion is born from sustained attention. Close the noise. Silence notifications. Create boundaries. Choose environments that support focus. You are not isolating yourself from life. You are building capacity within it. When you focus deeply, time shifts. Minutes stretch. Thoughts sharpen. Connections strengthen. You begin to see patterns others miss. Because you are not skimming the surface. You are diving beneath it. Protect your attention. The more you guard it, the more powerful you become. Distraction promises ease. Focus demands effort. But focus returns confidence. When you complete what you start, self-trust grows. When self-trust grows, hesitation fades. You begin to move with certainty. You are becoming the person who finishes. Pause and consider how many unfinished tasks linger in your life. Projects half complete, goals half pursued, dreams half claimed. Each unfinished commitment drains energy. Each completion restores it. Do one thing, not 5, not 10. 1. Commit to it fully. See it through. The satisfaction of completion fuels momentum. Momentum fuels identity. And identity fuels transformation. Your old self chases stimulation. Your emerging self chooses significance. One scroll or one step forward. One distraction or one decision. The choice repeats daily. Protect your attention. Close the noise. Do one thing. When you sit in focused work, discomfort may rise. You may feel the urge to check something, to shift tasks, to seek novelty. Stay. This is the turning point. When you remain through discomfort, your mind learns endurance. Endurance builds depth. Depth builds expertise. Expertise builds authority. And authority builds leadership. You cannot lead effectively if your attention fractures under pressure. Focused attention trains your mind to remain steady. In conversation, in crisis, in opportunity, imagine entering a room where others speak rapidly. distracted by competing demand. You remain composed, listening fully, observing details, responding thoughtfully. Your presence alone commands respect, because attention signals importance. When you give someone your full attention, they feel value. When you give your goals your full attention, they advance. When you give your growth your full attention, you evolve. I rise. Say it quietly. I rise above distraction. I rise above impulse. I rise above fragmentation. This affirmation is not about superiority. It is about clarity. You are rising into deeper control. Focused attention also clarifies priority. When you limit input, you amplify intention. You begin to ask better questions. What truly matters today? What outcome deserves my energy? What step moves me forward? You eliminate noise. And when noise disappears, direction strengthens. Restlessness transforms into rhythm. You sit down. You work. You complete. Again and again. The magnifying glass remains steady. The fire grows. Think about the compound effect of focused attention applied daily. 1 hour of deep work, 1 hour of uninterrupted growth, 1 hour of deliberate progress. Over weeks, results accumulate. Over months, skills sharpen. Over years, mastery forms. You will not remember every distraction you resisted, but you will feel the strength they built. Protect your attention. Close the noise. Do one thing. Feel the command in those words. You are not limiting yourself. You are concentrating yourself. Scattered energy weakens impact. Focused energy multiplies it. And as this habit strengthens, something profound happens. You begin to trust your ability to sit with complexity, to think deeply, to solve patiently. Your confidence no longer depends on speed. It depends on depth. You are becoming the person who finishes, the person who sees tasks through, the person who does not abandon effort at the first sign of boredom. Boredom is not emptiness. It is the doorway to mastery. When you move beyond the craving for constant stimulation, you access a new level of growth. Control replaces chaos. Clarity replaces confusion. Mastery replaces mediocrity. Imagine your future self 3 years from now. Calm, focused, respected. When you speak, others listen. When you commit, others believe you, because you have built a reputation within yourself. A reputation for finishing, for concentrating, for delivering. This identity is forming now. In small moments, in quiet decisions, in the refusal to surrender attention. Protect your attention. Close the noise. Do one thing, and when the urge to drift appears, breathe. Return. Refocus. Each return is a victory. Each victory compounds. You are not trying to focus. You are training to focus. And soon, it will no longer require force. It will be natural. You will sit. You will engage. You will complete. I rise. Say it again. I rise. Above distraction, above noise, above fragmentation. The habit of focused attention is not glamorous. It is powerful. It shapes leaders quietly. It builds excellence consistently, and it prepares you for deeper levels of responsibility. Because what you can focus on, you can grow. What you grow, you can lead. And what you lead, you can transform. The fire is building. The light is concentrating. And your attention is becoming unstoppable. Chapter 4. The habit of daily discipline. Discipline is not intensity. It is decision repeated. It is not loud. It is steady. It is not about feeling powerful. It is about acting with power when feeling fades. Daily discipline removes negotiation. And negotiation is where dreams weaken. Every day presents the same quiet conversation. Do it now or delay. Push forward or stay comfortable. Grow or remain the same. Your old self seeks comfort. It prefers ease. It values relief in the moment. Your new self chooses progress. It values strength over softness. It values long-term elevation over short-term escape. Discipline ends the debate. When something is non-negotiable, it is done. No internal argument. No emotional bargaining. No maybe later. Just action. Think of steel being forged. Raw metal enters the fire. Heat rises. Pressure builds. Hammer strikes again and again. The steel does not shape itself in comfort. It becomes strong under resistance. You are being forged in the same way. Pressure is not punishment. It is preparation. Every disciplined action is a hammer strike shaping your character. You wake when you said you would wake. You work when you said you would work. You train when you said you would train. Each repetition strengthens structure. Your old self whispers, "Skip today." It suggests compromise. It offers excuses dressed as logic. You listen calmly, then you act anyway, because discipline removes negotiation. It replaces emotion with execution. You do not need to feel inspired to act. You act and inspiration follows. There will be days when motivation disappears. There will be moments when effort feels heavy. This is not failure. This is forging. Steel does not ask the fire to lower its temperature. It endures. Stay, finish, do not quit. These words are anchors. When discomfort rises, stay. When distraction appears, finish. When doubt whispers, do not quit. Discipline is built in ordinary moments, not during grand breakthroughs, not during applause. In silence, when no one is watching, when no one would know if you stopped, but you would know, and that knowledge shapes identity. When you follow through, even when unseen, you build internal respect. Self-respect fuels confidence. Confidence fuels leadership. The most powerful leaders are disciplined in private. They do not rely on bursts of energy. They rely on consistency. Daily discipline is not about extreme effort. It is about reliable effort. Small actions done daily compound. 1 disciplined day is progress. 7 disciplined days create rhythm. 30 disciplined days create momentum. A year of disciplined days creates transformation. Imagine 1 year of non-negotiable discipline. 365 days of honoring your commitments. 365 days of showing up. 365 days of choosing progress. Who are you then? Stronger, calmer, unshakable. Your old self sees discipline as restriction. Your new self sees discipline as freedom. When habits are structured, your mind is clear. When your mind is clear, decisions are sharp. When decisions are sharp, progress accelerates. Comfort is immediate. Growth is delayed. Delayed gratification strengthens resilience. When you say no to short-term ease, you say yes to long-term authority. You train your brain to tolerate discomfort. You expand your threshold. What once felt difficult becomes normal. What once felt impossible becomes routine. Stay. This is where many drift. Stay when it is inconvenient. Stay when energy dips. Stay when results are not immediate. Finish. Complete what you start. Completion builds momentum. Incomplete effort drains energy. Finish the workout. Finish the page. Finish the task. Do not quit. Quitting reinforces weakness. Continuing reinforces strength. Every time you resist quitting, your identity shifts. You are becoming the person who does not fold under pressure. Forging steel requires repetition. Heat, impact, cooling, then heat again. Growth is cyclical. There will be strong days and challenging days. The disciplined person acts on both. On strong days you push. On hard days you persist. Both matter. Relief comes through consistency. When discipline becomes daily, it no longer feels extreme. It feels normal. You do not debate whether to brush your teeth. You do not debate whether to breathe. It is automatic. Your key habits must reach that level. Non-negotiable. You decide once, then you execute daily. The more you remove negotiation, the less mental energy you waste. No more internal arguments. No more wasted time. Just clarity. Just action. Your old self may feel strong in comfort. Your new self becomes powerful in discipline. Power is built quietly. Every disciplined action is a vote for your future. And votes accumulate. One missed day is not collapse, but repeated compromise weakens structure. Protect your structure. Guard your standards. You are not punishing yourself. You are preparing yourself. Stay. Finish. Do not quit. Let those words echo when fatigue appears. Discipline is not dramatic. It is durable. It is not exciting every day. It is effective every day. When discipline becomes habit, anxiety decreases. Because you trust yourself. You know you will show up. You know you will execute. That certainty builds calm. Imagine walking into a year shaped by your discipline. You set a goal. You follow through. You face resistance. You remain. You feel tired. You continue. By the end of that year, your reflection is different. Your posture changes. Your tone shifts. Your confidence deepens. Not because you hoped, because you executed. You do not need to announce your discipline. It shows in your results, in your stability, in your consistency. Discipline removes chaos. It removes drift. It removes regret. It replaces them with momentum. You no longer wait for the right mood. You act in the right direction. That is leadership. Leadership begins with leading yourself. If you cannot command your own habits, you cannot command your future. Daily discipline is self-command. You give an order. You obey it. Again and again. Over time, obedience to your higher standards becomes natural. Your identity strengthens. You are no longer someone who tries. You are someone who does. The fire may feel intense at first, but steel does not fear the forge. It emerges refined. So will you. Stay. Finish. Do not quit. Imagine the version of you 12 months from now. Disciplined, grounded, resilient. When challenges arise, you do not panic. You respond. Because discipline has trained you. You have proven to yourself that you can endure. That proof changes everything. Daily discipline is not glamorous. It is transformational. It shapes mornings. It shapes evenings. It shapes choices. It shapes identity. Remove negotiation. Decide once. Execute daily. And as this habit solidifies, something powerful happens. You stop asking if you feel like it. You stop seeking motivation. You stop negotiating with comfort. You simply move. The forge is hot. The hammer is steady. The steel is forming. And you are becoming stronger with every strike. The next level of your growth will demand this strength. And you are building it now. Chapter 5. The habit of physical strength. Your body is not separate from your ambition. It is the engine that carries it. Every goal you pursue, every challenge you face, every room you enter, you bring your body with. Your posture speaks. Your energy speaks. Your endurance speaks. Body and mind rise together. When your body is weak, your mind negotiates. When your body is trained, your mind obeys. This is not about appearance. It is about capacity. A tall building requires a strong foundation. Without it, the structure cracks under pressure. With it, the building rises confidently toward the sky. Your physical strength is that foundation. You want to lead. Build strength. You want to endure pressure. Build strength. You want clarity under stress. Build strength. Train, not occasionally, consistently. Movement builds mental resilience because it teaches you to stay when discomfort appears. When you lift weight, resistance pushes back. When you run, fatigue arrives. When you stretch beyond comfort, your muscles tremble. In those moments, you face a choice. Stop or continue. Your old self seeks relief. It says that is enough. It suggests comfort as protection. Your new self understands something deeper. Discomfort is not danger. It is development. Push, not recklessly, not carelessly, deliberately. Physical training rewires your relationship with effort. You begin to understand that growth requires strain. That strength is built through repetition under resistance. Every rep is a message to your brain. I can handle pressure. I can endure discomfort. I can continue. Stand tall. Feel the command in that phrase. Posture influences psychology. When you stand tall, your breathing deepens. When your breathing deepens, your mind steadies. Physical strength is not vanity. It is stability. You are teaching your body to carry more weight. At the same time, you are teaching your mind to carry more responsibility. Delayed gratification deepens here. You do not see dramatic change in one workout. You do not feel invincible after one session. But you return again and again. Each session deposits strength into your future. Comfort now or confidence later. Ease now or endurance later. You choose endurance. Training also sharpens discipline. You schedule it. You show up. You complete it. Even when tired. Even when busy. Especially when busy. Because when life accelerates, your habits must stabilize you. Movement clears mental fog. After physical exertion, your thoughts align. Your focus sharpens. Your emotions settle. Why? Because you confronted discomfort and did not retreat. That victory transfers when challenges arise at work, when tension builds in conversation, when uncertainty clouds decision. You remember the weight you lifted, the distance you ran, the moment you wanted to stop and did not. Strength leaves memory in the body. It becomes part of your identity. Train, push, stand tall. These are not isolated commands. They are principles. Training builds structure. Pushing builds resilience. Standing tall builds presence. Presence commands respect without words. Imagine walking into a room where others move anxiously. You are grounded. Your steps are steady. Your shoulders are aligned. Your breathing is controlled. That calm strength shifts the atmosphere because physical confidence reinforces mental authority. Movement is medicine for doubt. When you challenge your body, you silence excuses. You prove that you can act despite discomfort. This proof accumulates, and accumulated proof builds belief. Belief builds leadership. There will be days when you feel weak, days when energy dips, days when motivation fades. Go anyway. Adjust intensity if needed, but go. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small efforts repeated daily create transformation. Do not wait to feel strong to train. Train to become strong. Delayed gratification requires patience. Muscle grows gradually. Endurance expands slowly. Stamina increases over time. Trust the process. You are laying bricks in your foundation, and foundations are invisible until tested. Pressure reveals preparation. When stress rises in life, your body remembers training. Your breath slows instead of racing. Your posture straightens instead of collapsing. Your mind focuses instead of panicking. Because you have practiced pressure, transformation peak 1 begins here. You are in the middle of effort. Your muscles burn. Your lungs demand air. Move, breathe, keep going, don't stop. Again, move, breathe, keep going, don't stop. Feel the rhythm. The body wants relief. The mind wants escape. You stay. You continue. You override the impulse to quit. Move, breathe, keep going, don't stop. This is where identity shifts. This is where weakness dissolves. This is where strength installs itself. Your old self negotiates with pain. Your new self negotiates with potential. Pain says stop. Potential says continue. You choose potential. The peak passes. Your heart slows. Your breath steadies, and a wave of satisfaction rises. Relief through effort. Confidence through completion. You did not stop. That matters. You are not chasing perfection. You are building resilience. Each session strengthens more than muscle. It strengthens self-command. It strengthens focus. It strengthens endurance. Stand tall. Feel your spine align. Physical alignment influences mental alignment. When you hold your body upright, your thoughts follow. You are becoming someone who carries themselves differently, not because of appearance, because of strength. Imagine 1 year of consistent training, 3 sessions per week, 4 sessions per week. Over months, change compound. Your posture shifts, your energy increases, your stamina expands, but more importantly, your confidence deepens. You trust your body, you trust your endurance, you trust your ability to push through resistance. That trust spreads into every area of life. Negotiations, leadership decisions, creative work. You know you can endure. Physical strength also teaches humility. Progress requires patience. You cannot rush adaptation. You must respect the process. This patience transfers into your ambition. You understand that meaningful growth takes time. That resilience is built layer by layer. Train, push, stand tall, repeat. These words become part of your identity. You are not someone who avoids effort. You are someone who seeks growth. You are not someone who collapses under pressure. You are someone who expands through it. When you build a strong foundation, you can construct something extraordinary above it. Vision rises higher when structure is secure. You are securing your structure. Every drop of sweat is investment. Every repetition is reinforcement. Every completed session is proof. Proof that you can do hard things. Proof that you can stay consistent. Proof that you are evolving. Delayed gratification becomes natural. You no longer need immediate reward. You understand the power of accumulation. Small efforts today, strong identity tomorrow. Body and mind rise together. As your body strengthens, your mind steadies. As your endurance increases, your patience expands. As your posture improves, your presence commands. This is not about aesthetics. It is about authority. You are building a foundation capable of supporting your ambition. Train, push, stand tall. Feel the reinforcement. You are becoming physically resilient, mentally steady, emotionally grounded. The foundation is forming. And with this strength beneath you, the next level of leadership will demand even more. You are ready for it. Chapter 6. The Habit of Emotional Control. Emotions are powerful. They move quickly. They rise without warning. They surge through the body before logic has time to speak. But power without direction becomes chaos. Master reaction. Lead yourself. This is the difference between maturity and impulse. between leadership and volatility, between strength and surrender. Imagine the ocean during a storm. Waves crash violently at the surface. Wind roars. Foam rises. Yet beneath that turbulence, deep below, the water remains calm, steady, unshaken, silent. That depth is available to you. Emotional control does not mean suppressing feeling. It means anchoring beneath it. You will feel anger. You will feel frustration. You will feel excitement, fear, urgency. That is human. The question is not whether emotions rise. The question is whether they rule. Your old self reacts instantly. It speaks quickly. It defends automatically. It escalates when triggered. Your emerging self pauses. Pause. That single breath changes outcomes. Between stimulus and response lies choice, but only if you slow down enough to see it. Pause. When criticism arrives. Pause. When pressure increases. Pause. When temptation whispers. Pause. This is not weakness. It is discipline. Your impulse says respond now. Your strength says wait. Conflict intensifies here. You versus impulse. Impulse wants immediate relief. Impulse wants expression without filter. Impulse wants the last word. Leadership wants clarity. Leadership wants stability. Leadership wants long-term respect. Choose. Choice requires awareness. What are you feeling right now? What belief is fueling this emotion? What outcome will reaction create? You are not denying emotion. You are directing it. Respond. After the pause. After the choice. Then respond. Calmly. Deliberately. Powerfully. A calm ocean commands more respect than a crashing wave. When others lose control, you remain centered. When voices rise, yours steadies. When tension thickens, you breathe. Emotional control feels powerful, not because you dominate others, because you command yourself. Think of a moment when someone spoke carelessly to you. Your pulse increased, your thoughts sharpened, words rushed forward. In that moment, you had two paths: react and release tension temporarily, or pause and elevate the outcome. Your old self chooses the quick release. Your new self chooses long-term authority. Pause. Let silence stretch. Silence often unsettles those seeking reaction. Silence creates space, and space creates control. Choose. Ask yourself, what does strength look like here? Does it look like escalation or composure? Respond. When you speak after reflection, your words carry weight. Measured words cut deeper than loud ones. Composed actions influence more than emotional bursts. This habit must be trained. Emotional control is not automatic. It develops through repetition. You practice during small irritations so that you are prepared for larger storm. Someone interrupts you. Pause. Traffic slows you down. Pause. Plans change unexpectedly. Pause. Each moment is training. The ocean does not become calm by accident. It holds depth beneath surface motion. Develop depth. Breathe intentionally. When emotion rises, shift attention to breath. Slow inhale. Steady exhale. Your nervous system listens. Your body settles. And when your body settles, your mind regains authority. You versus impulse. This conflict may feel intense at first. Impulse is fast. Impulse feels urgent. But urgency is not always importance. Emotional strength is built in restraint. Restraint is not repression. It is regulation. You acknowledge the feeling. You own it. Then you decide how it will be expressed. I decide who I become. Say it. I decide who I become. Not the comment, not the situation, not the pressure. You. When someone attempts to provoke you, they are offering you a reaction. You are not required to accept. When disappointment arrives, it invites frustration. You are not obligated to surrender. Pause. Choose. Respond. This rhythm becomes your shield. Over time, something shifts. Emotions still rise, but they no longer control direction. You notice them early. You feel them without drowning in them. You ride the wave instead of being crushed by it. Emotional control builds trust. Others begin to see you as stable, reliable, grounded. Your presence becomes calming because you are anchored beneath the surface. Imagine leading a team. Unexpected obstacles appear. Voices grow tense. Eyes turn to you. If you panic, panic spreads. If you steady, stability spreads. Your internal state influences external outcomes. This is power. Relief comes through mastery. When you realize you are no longer reacting impulsively, confidence grows. You do not fear difficult conversations. You do not fear pressure. You do not fear provocation, because you trust your ability to remain composed. Emotional strength feels powerful. It feels like control without aggression, like authority without force, like clarity without chaos. There will still be moments when emotion overwhelms. You are human. If you react too quickly, reflect afterward. What triggered that? What belief intensified it? How can I respond differently next time? Growth continues. Emotional control is not perfection. It is progression. The calm ocean is not still at the surface. It moves, but its depth remains steady. Build depth. Read more. Reflect more. Train your awareness. The more you understand yourself, the less you are surprised by your reactions. And the less surprise, the more control. Pause. Choose. Respond. Repeat. Each repetition strengthens neural pathways of discipline. You begin to respond with intention automatically. Impulse weakens. Stability strengthens. I decide who I become. Say it again. I decide who I become. Not in comfort, not only when calm, but especially in tension, especially under pressure, especially when provoked. That is where identity is forged. When you master your reaction, you lead yourself. And if you can lead yourself, you can lead others. Emotional control also protects your energy. Reactive outbursts drain. Resentment drains. Uncontrolled stress drains. Measured responses conserve strength. Conserved strength fuels productivity. Your mind becomes clearer. Your sleep improves. Your focus sharpens because chaos has been reduced. Imagine 1 year of practicing this habit. Hundreds of moments where you paused instead of reacting. Hundreds of decisions where you chose composure. Hundreds of responses that elevated outcomes. Who are you then? Calm under pressure, respected in conflict, trusted in leadership. You no longer fear emotional intensity. You navigate it. You no longer feel ruled by mood. You regulate it. Your old self may still whisper. Say it now. Defend yourself. Prove your point. You breathe. You evaluate. You respond strategically. That restraint builds quiet strength. Strength that cannot be shaken easily. Pause. Choose. Respond. This becomes your internal rhythm. A habit. An identity. The ocean remains calm beneath the waves, and you remain grounded beneath emotion. As this control deepens, your leadership expands, because true authority begins within, and you are learning to command your inner world before you command anything else. I decide who I become. Hold that statement, carry it forward. The next challenge will test it, and you will be ready. Chapter 7. The Habit of Silent Growth. Not all growth is meant to be seen. Some of the most powerful development happens in silence, beneath the surface, beyond applause. Without announcement, build quietly. The world often rewards noise, visibility, public declarations, but noise is not progress. Real strength forms in private. Think of a tree. Before it rises tall into the sky, its roots stretch deep into the soil. Invisible, hidden, uncelebrated, those roots determine the height it can sustain. If the roots are shallow, the tree falls with the first strong wind. If the roots are deep, storms strengthen it. You are building roots now, and roots grow in silence. Your old self seeks validation. It wants acknowledgement. It wants recognition before results. It wants to be seen trying. Your new self understands something deeper. Recognition is a byproduct. Results are the objective. Work, focus, advance. These are your commands. Work when no one is watching. Focus when no one is praising. Advance without announcing. Silence sharpens intensity. When you stop explaining your plans, you save energy. When you stop seeking approval, you strengthen independence. You are not hiding. You are preparing. Roots do not argue about their importance. They grow. Every time you resist the urge to broadcast your effort, you reinforce identity. You are building for impact, not attention. There is power in restraint. When you move quietly, your standards rise. You measure progress internally, not by applause. You track growth by discipline, not by reaction. No validation seeking. This does not mean isolation. It means maturity. You understand that external praise is unpredictable, but internal respect is consistent. You show up for yourself daily. You do not require permission to improve. Work, even when progress feels slow. Focus, even when distractions call loudly. Advance, even when no one notices. Especially when no one notices. The stage deepens your identity shift. You are no longer performing growth. You are embodying it. You are not trying to appear disciplined. You are disciplined. You are not attempting to look focused. You are focused. This quiet transformation changes posture, changes tone, changes presence. People sense it before they understand it. But do not rush for that recognition. Let roots strengthen. Imagine a season of intense, silent development. Early mornings unshared, late nights unannounced, hours of study undocumented, repetitions unseen. This season shapes you. It strengthens your core. It clarifies your priorities. It eliminates dependence on external reaction. Your old self checks constantly. Is anyone noticing? Is this appreciated? Is this impressive? Your new self asks one question: am I progressing? That question alone is powerful. Work, focus, advance, feel the rhythm. Each command reinforces identity. When silence becomes comfortable, growth accelerates. You waste less time explaining. You invest more time execute. This is where transformation deepens. You stop narrating your journey. You live it. There will be moments when temptation rises, the urge to announce progress, the desire to show effort, the need to prove commitment. Pause. Return to your purpose. Your results will speak, and they will speak louder because they were not overexposed. The roots are thickening. You may not see dramatic change daily, but beneath the surface, strength accumulates. Your thinking sharpens, your habits stabilize, your confidence anchors. All quietly, silent growth builds surprise. When others finally notice, they are astonished, not because you changed overnight, because you changed steadily. Work, focus, advance. Transformation peak 2 begins here. Energy rises, intensity builds. You know what must be done. Stand up, execute. Short lines, direct action. You know what must be done. Stand up, execute. No excuses, no delay, no explanation. You know what must be done. Stand up, execute. Feel the shift. This is not loud ambition. It is grounded resolve. The noise of the world fades. Your focus narrows. You are locked in. Work, focus, advance. Your old self seeks validation. Your new self seeks mastery. Mastery does not beg for attention. It commands respect through outcome. Continue, without applause, without announcement, without comparison. Comparison drains energy. Silence concentrates it. When you stop measuring yourself against others, you measure yourself against your potential. That is a higher standard. That is deeper growth. You begin to trust delayed recognition. You no longer crave immediate affirmation because you understand the power of surprise. Imagine months from now, you walk into a familiar environment. Someone pauses. They notice something different. Your posture, your confidence, your clarity. They sense growth. They cannot fully explain it, but they feel it. That moment is powerful because you know the truth. It was built quietly. Work, focus, advance. This becomes automatic. You do know. Announce your workouts. You do not announce your study sessions. You do not announce your internal battles. You fight them. You win them. Silently. There is dignity in that. There is strength in that. There is leadership in that. Your identity shift deepens further. You are becoming someone who values substance over show, depth over display, execution over explanation. This habit protects you from distraction. When you are not chasing validation, you are less vulnerable to criticism. When praise is not your fuel, criticism is not your poison. You remain steady, rooted, strong. The tree does not beg the wind for approval. It stands. Your silent growth is building resilience. Resilience builds authority. Authority builds influence. Influence built quietly lasts longer. Imagine 1 year of silent progress, daily improvements unseen, skills sharpened privately, discipline strengthened internally. Then one day, opportunity arrives. You are ready because you prepared, because you worked, because you focused, because you advanced. Others may call it sudden success. You call it silent growth. Work, focus, advance. Let those words guide you. This is not a phase. It is identity. You are no longer seeking to be noticed. You are seeking to be prepared, and preparation never wastes effort. Keep building, keep strengthening, keep executing. Silently, the roots are deep now. The structure above is ready to rise, and when it does, it will stand firm. Because it was built in silence, the next stage of your evolution will demand visibility. But for now, stay in the soil, grow unseen, and know this: when the time comes, others will notice, without you saying a word. Chapter 8: The Habit of Relentless Learning. Growth is not an event. It is a daily decision. You do not wake up one morning transformed. You wake up slightly improved. Again and again. Relentless learning is the discipline of sharpening your mind every day. Imagine a blade. Left untouched, it dulls. Used without maintenance, it weakens. But sharpened consistently, it becomes precise, effective, powerful. Your mind is that blade. If you stop sharpening it, the world moves ahead. If you sharpen it daily, you stay ready. Your old self consumes. It scrolls. It watches. It absorbs information passively. Your new self studies. It questions. It analyzes. It applies. Consumption fills time. Study builds capacity. Read, not just for entertainment, for expansion. Read beyond comfort. Read beyond familiarity. Read what challenges your assumptions. Reading stretches perspective. It introduces new frameworks. It upgrades your internal vocabulary. When your language improves, your thinking improves. When your thinking improves, your decisions improve. Practice. Information alone is not growth. Application is growth. Practice what you learn. Test ideas. Refine skills. Repeat. You do not master by exposure. You master by repetition. Improve. Small adjustments daily. One insight applied. One mistake corrected. One weakness strengthened. This is how competence compounds. At first, learning can feel overwhelming. So much information, so many skills to develop, so many gaps to close. Overwhelm is natural. It appears when vision expands. You realize how much you do not yet know. Stay steady. Overwhelm is not incapability. It is awareness, and awareness is progress. Break it down. One chapter, one lesson, one skill. Read, practice, improve. When you move from passive consumption to active study, confidence begins to grow. You are no longer drifting through information. You are directing it. Your old self seeks comfort in easy input, quick summaries, surface knowledge, immediate gratification. Your new self embraces depth. It lingers on complexity. It wrestles with difficulty. It revisits concepts until clarity emerges. This is relentless learning. Not frantic, not chaotic, consistent. Every day you sharpen the blade. A few pages, a few notes, a few focused minutes of practice. Over weeks, the difference becomes visible. Your conversations deepen. Your ideas expand. Your solutions become sharper. Confidence rises, not from ego, from competence. The emotional arc shifts. Overwhelm gradually transforms into clarity. Clarity transforms into belief. Belief transforms into authority. Read, practice, improve. Let those commands anchor your day. Relentless learning also builds humility. The more you study, the more you understand the depth of knowledge. But humility does not weaken you. It strengthens you. Because you remain open, curious, adaptable. The world evolves quickly. Skills shift. Industries transform. Technology advances. If you stop learning, you become rigid. If you keep learning, you remain relevant. Relentless learning is long-term survival and long-term advantage. Imagine sharpening a blade daily. Every morning, a few strokes. Every evening, a few refinements. At first, the change seems minor, but by the end of the year, the blade is precise, efficient, effective. Your mind works the same way. Each book read, each lesson applied, each skill practiced sharpens you. The key is consistency, not intensity. You do not need to study for hours without rest. You need to study daily without fail. Small deposits accumulate. Your old self scrolls mindlessly. Your new self studies intentionally. Your old self seeks stimulation. Your new self seeks mastery. Mastery requires repetition. Repetition requires patience. Patience requires vision. You understand that growth today positions you for opportunity tomorrow. Delayed gratification deepens here. You may not see immediate reward from reading a book. You may not see instant results from practicing a new skill. But you trust the process because every improvement strengthens your future self. I grow daily. Say it. I grow daily. Not occasionally, not when convenient, daily. This affirmation shapes behavior. When you believe growth is daily, you look for lessons everywhere. In conversations, in mistakes, In feedback, failure becomes instruction. Feedback becomes fuel. Challenges become classrooms. Relentless learning transforms obstacles into teachers. Instead of reacting defensively, you ask questions. What can this teach me? What skill must I refine? What knowledge must I acquire? This mindset accelerates progress. You become proactive. You seek mentors. You seek books. You seek environments that challenge you, not because you lack worth, because you value expansion. The shift from overwhelm to confidence happens gradually. At first, the mountain seems high, but with each step, the path becomes familiar. With each lesson, understanding deepens. With each practice session, execution sharpens. Confidence built through learning is stable. It is not loud. It is grounded. You do not need to announce expertise. It shows in clarity, in precision, in calm responses. Read, practice, improve, feel the rhythm. Each command reinforces identity. You are becoming someone who invests in self-education, someone who refuses stagnation, someone who sharpens their blade daily. Imagine walking into a challenge equipped, not guessing, not scrambling, but prepared, because you studied, because you practiced, because you improved. Others may rely on past success. You rely on continuous growth. Relentless learning prevents complacency. It keeps your edge sharp. It keeps your mind agile. It keeps your confidence earned. You are not trying to appear intelligent. You are building intelligence. You are not chasing trends. You are building skill. Over time, learning becomes addictive, not in a frantic way, in a purposeful way. You crave clarity. You seek understanding. You value depth. Your identity shifts further. You are not just ambitious. You are educated, not just motivated. Skilled, not just inspired. Prepared. I grow daily. Repeated. I grow daily. This affirmation carries momentum, even on days when energy dips. Even on days when progress feels slow, you still grow. One page, one insight, one refinement. Relentless learning also expands perspective. It reduces fear of change. Because you adapt, you evolve, you upgrade. The unknown becomes less threatening when you know how to learn. Learning becomes your advantage. When others resist change, you embrace it. When others complain about difficulty, you train for it. Because you understand something powerful. The blade must stay sharp, and sharpening never ends. Growth is daily. Let that truth anchor you. There is no finish line for improvement, only higher levels, higher standards, higher competence. Read, practice, improve. Again, read, practice, improve. You are building an internal library, a reservoir of knowledge, a foundation of skill. And when opportunity knocks, you answer confidently, not because you are lucky, because you are prepared. Overwhelm once clouded your path. Now clarity guides it. Confusion once slowed you. Now understanding accelerates you. You sharpen daily. You refine constantly. You grow relentlessly. And as this habit strengthens, you realize something profound. Learning is not something you do. It is who you are becoming. The next level of your journey will demand strategic application. And you are ready, because your blade is sharp. Chapter 9. The habit of strategic thinking. Speed can impress, but strategy wins. Many move quickly, few move wisely. Strategic thinking is the discipline of pausing before motion, of seeing beyond the immediate, of choosing direction instead of chasing momentum. Think before moving, not because you are hesitant, because you are intentional. Imagine a chess player studying the board. Every piece has potential. Every move creates consequence. Every action shifts the landscape. The amateur reacts to what is visible. The master sees 3 moves ahead. You are becoming the master. Pause before responding, before committing, before speaking, before investing time, energy, or emotion. Pause. Strategic thinking begins in silence. When you rush, you operate from impulse. When you pause, you operate from perspective. Assess what is truly happening here. What are the variables? What are the risks? What are the long-term implications? Assessment requires emotional control. It requires clarity. It requires detachment from urgency. Not every urgent matter is important. Not every opportunity deserves pursuit. Your old self moves quickly for validation. It reacts to pressure. It confuses activity with progress. Your new self evaluates. It understands that movement without strategy wastes energy. Position. Where should you stand in this situation? What alignment strengthens your outcome? What step today improves your position tomorrow? Chess is not about one brilliant move. It is about positioning, gradual advantage, calculated exchanges, patience under pressure. Strategic thinkers do not chase every opportunity. They select the right ones. They do not react to every criticism. They evaluate whether response serves purpose. They do not fight every battle. They win the war. Pause. Assess. Position. Let this rhythm shape your decision. Calm analytical thinking is not cold. It is disciplined. It allows you to separate emotion from outcome. When conflict arises, you ask, what result do I want? What approach moves me closer to that result? You do not allow ego to dictate action. You allow vision to guide it. Strategic thinking also requires long-term awareness. Where will this choice lead in 1 month? In 1 year? In 5 years? Your decisions today build your future identity. Each move matters, not because of perfection, because of direction. Your old self seeks immediate reward. Your new self calculates delayed advantage. Delayed gratification deepens here. You may step back now to step forward later. You may remain silent now to speak with greater authority later. You may decline today to preserve strength for tomorrow. This is positioning. Consider how many people exhaust themselves reacting to circumstances. They chase trends. They argue impulsively. They commit without foresight. You will not operate that way. You will move like a strategist, slow when necessary, precise always. Pause. Feel the space before reaction. Assess. Gather information. Position. Place yourself where growth compounds. Strategic thinking also transforms conflict. Instead of asking, how do I win this moment? You ask, how do I win long term? Sometimes winning long term requires humility in the present. Sometimes it requires restraint. Sometimes it requires walking away. Walking away is not weakness. It is awareness of priority. You conserve energy for battles that matter. This calm approach commands respect. People notice when you do not rush. They notice when you listen fully before responding. They notice when your decisions carry depth. Your presence becomes steady, measured, grounded. Imagine walking through life composed and respected, not because you dominate conversations, because you elevate them, not because you speak often, because you speak with purpose. This is the result of strategic thinking. You move with intention. Your old self may crave quick action. It may fear missing out. It may confuse speed with strength. Your new self understands that patience builds advantage. The chess player does not panic when a piece is threatened. They calculate. They evaluate, they reposition. You will do the same. Pause, assess, position. Again, in career decisions, in relationships, in personal development. Before committing to a project, assess its alignment. Before entering a debate, assess its value. Before reacting emotionally, assess its consequence. Strategic thinking also requires information. You seek facts before forming conclusions. You gather data before making decisions. You ask clarifying questions. This habit reduces regret because you are not acting blindly. You are acting informed. The identity installation intensifies here. You are no longer simply disciplined. You are strategic, not simply focused. Calculated, not simply strong. Intentional. This deepens leadership capacity. Leaders cannot afford impulsivity. They must anticipate. They must foresee obstacles. They must consider ripple effects. When you develop this habit, your decisions become fewer but stronger. You do not say yes automatically. You evaluate opportunity cost. What will I sacrifice by choosing that? Time, energy, focus. Every yes is a no to something else. Strategic thinkers understand trade-offs. They choose consciously. Pause, assess, position. Let this become your internal cadence. In moments of uncertainty, you breathe. You step back. You widen perspective. Often, clarity arrives when urgency subsides. Strategic thinking reduces anxiety because you trust your evaluation process. You do not rush into regret. You do not leap into chaos. You step deliberately. This steadiness attracts trust. Others seek your input. They value your judgment because you do not react emotionally. You respond strategically. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, faced with a high-stakes decision. You do not panic. You outline options. You analyze consequences. You choose deliberately. Your confidence is rooted in preparation. Your authority is rooted in foresight. You move like a chess player, 3 moves ahead, 5 moves ahead. Strategic thinking also protects vision. Distractions lose power when vision is clear. When you know where you are heading, you ignore detours. You evaluate opportunities by alignment, not excitement. Alignment strengthens consistency. Consistency builds reputation. Reputation builds influence. Your old self may feel restless during pause. It may want immediate action. But strategic calm is strength. Silence is often preparation. The more you practice pausing, the more natural it becomes. You no longer feel pressured to respond instantly. You take time, you think, you decide. This rhythm elevates you. Pause, assess, position, feel the authority in those words. You are not passive, you are deliberate. Strategic thinking also builds resilience. When challenges arise, you do not see chaos. You see a board, pieces in motion, opportunities hidden within difficulty. You adapt, you reposition, you continue. Walking through life composed and respected is not accidental. It is built through thousands of deliberate pauses, through careful assessment, through intelligent positioning. Identity installation intensifies. You are becoming someone who thinks beyond the moment, someone who values long-term gain over short-term reaction, someone who sees patterns, who anticipates shifts, who prepares quietly. This habit changes your internal dialogue. Instead of asking what feels good now, you ask what serves my future. Instead of asking, how do I respond quickly? You ask, how do I respond wisely? Strategic thinking transforms chaos into clarity. Because you choose to observe before acting. You choose to understand before reacting. Pause, assess, position. Let this guide you into every arena of your life. Career, health, relationships, personal growth. Your moves become measured. Your energy becomes conserved. Your direction becomes clear. And as this habit solidifies, you notice something powerful. You feel less rushed, less reactive, less scattered. You feel centered, grounded, respected. The chessboard is no longer overwhelming. It is structured, it is navigable, and you are thinking ahead. The next stage of your evolution will require bold action. But bold action without strategy is reckless. You are preparing for something greater, and you are doing it the right way, one deliberate move at a time. Chapter 10. The Habit of Courageous Action. You have prepared, you have reflected, you have disciplined yourself, you have sharpened your mind, you have strengthened your body, you have steadied your emotions, you have learned to think strategically. Now comes the moment that separates intention from impact. Action, courageous action, because no amount of preparation replaces movement. Action removes doubt. Not thinking about action, not planning action, not discussing action. Action, fear will still be present. Let that be clear. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means movement despite it. Imagine standing at the edge of cold water. You know it will shock your body. You know it will steal your breath for a moment. You hesitate. Your mind calculates discomfort. Your old self suggests delay. Wait until later. Wait until conditions improve. Wait until confidence rises. But confidence rarely arrives before movement. It follows movement. You step forward. The water touches your skin. Cold, sharp, uncomfortable. Your body reacts instantly. Your breath tightens. Your muscles tense. But you do not retreat. You stay. Within seconds, adaptation begins. Your breathing regulates. Your body adjusts. The shock fades. This is the nature of courageous action. The anticipation is often worse than the experience. Fear inflates the unknown. Action shrinks it. You are not waiting for fear to disappear. You are choosing not to obey it. Your old self protects comfort. It avoids risk. It avoids exposure. It avoids potential embarrassment. Your new self understands something greater. Growth lives on the other side of risk. Opportunity hides beyond hesitation. Leadership demands visibility. Move, even when your voice shakes, even when your hands tremble, even when uncertainty lingers. Move. Doubt thrives in stillness. It grows when you delay. It strengthens when you avoid. But the moment you act, doubt loses ground. Because evidence replaces imagination. You see what is possible. You realize you are capable. You discover that fear was not a wall. It was a doorway. Now, there is power in immediacy. When you know what must be done, do it. Delay feeds resistance. Immediate action builds momentum. Again, courage is not a one-time act. It is repeated. You step forward once, then again, then again. Each step strengthens identity. Advance, not recklessly, not blindly, but decisively. There will be moments when your heart beats faster, moments when the stakes feel high, moments when the outcome is uncertain. Step anyway. The only guaranteed failure is inaction. When you act, you gather data. You learn, you adjust, you improve. Action turns fear into feedback. Think of a time when you avoided something important, a conversation, an opportunity, a decision. Avoidance felt safe in the moment, but it left a residue, regret, uncertainty, unfinished tension. Now think of a time when you acted despite fear. You felt exposed, you felt vulnerable, but afterward something shifted. Pride, relief, strength. Action built confidence. Courageous action is not loud. It is steady commitment to forward motion. You may not feel fearless. You will feel alive. The cold water metaphor continues. The first step is the hardest. The second step is easier. The third step becomes natural. Soon you are swimming. Soon you are stronger. Fear adapts when you move. Doubt dissolves when you act. Move, now, again, advance. Feel the rhythm rising. This is Transformation Peak 3. Energy builds. Heart steady. Eyes forward. Move, now, again, advance. No retreat. No apology. No hesitation. Move, now, again, advance. You know what must be done. You know the call you must make. You know the project you must begin. You know the risk you must take. Fear will speak. Let it speak, but do not let it decide. You decide. I am ready. Say it. I am ready. Not because everything is certain, because you are committed. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates authority. Authority creates impact. You are no longer preparing endlessly. You are executing. The world responds to movement. Opportunities open when you step forward. Doors remain closed when you wait. Courageous action also builds resilience. Not every step will succeed. Some attempts will fall short. That is not failure. That is refinement. You adjust. You learn. You move again. Move, now, again, advance. This rhythm becomes identity. You become known as someone who acts, someone who initiates, someone who does not wait for perfect timing. Perfect timing rarely arrives, but courage creates its own timing. Emotional crescendo builds here. Feel the surge. You are standing at the edge of possibility. You can retreat into safety, or you can leap into growth. Choose growth. Choose discomfort with purpose. Choose action with intention. I am ready. Repeat it. I am ready. Ready to speak. Ready to build. Ready to lead. Ready to risk. Ready to rise. Fear does not disqualify you. It signals expands. The larger the opportunity, the stronger the fear. But the stronger the fear, the greater the potential. Step into the cold water. Let the shock awaken you. Let the discomfort sharpen you. Let the adaptation strengthen you. Each courageous act becomes proof. Proof that you can survive uncertainty. Proof that you can endure exposure. Proof that you can handle responsibility. This proof accumulates. And accumulated proof eliminates doubt. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to expect courage from yourself. You begin to act automatically when opportunity appears. Move, now, again, advance. The transformation is visible now. You are no longer rehearsing. You are performing, no longer planning endlessly. Executing, no longer waiting for permission. Initiating. This is leadership. Leadership is not passive. It does not hide behind comfort. It steps forward when others hesitate. You do not need certainty to act. You need commitment. Commitment to growth. Commitment to vision. Commitment to becoming who you know you can be. The emotional crescendo reaches clarity. You feel it. The shift from preparation to power. The shift from hesitation to motion. The shift from doubt to determination. I am ready. Hold that affirmation. Let it anchor you. Courageous action will define the next chapter of your life. Not thought alone. Not discipline alone. Action. Each bold step reshapes your identity. You are becoming someone who does not freeze at the edge. Someone who does not shrink under pressure. Someone who moves when it matters most. The cold water is no longer frightening. It is invigorating because you know you can adapt. You know you can endure. You know you can rise. Move, now, again, advance. The door is open. Step through it. Your future is waiting on the other side of action, and you are no longer standing still. Chapter 11. The habit of long-term vision. Short-term thinking reacts. Long-term vision leads. Most people live inside the day, inside the mood, inside the moment, but you are building something larger. See beyond today, not to escape the present, but to direct it. Imagine a cathedral rising into the sky, massive stone pillars, arched ceilings, stained glass catching light. Now imagine the first day of construction. One brick laid, nothing impressive, nothing dramatic, just one brick. The cathedral is not built in a week, not in a year. It is built brick by brick, day after day, with faith in a vision that may not be visible yet. Your life is that cathedral. Your habits are bricks. Your decisions are bricks. Your discipline is mortar. Long-term vision gives meaning to small actions. Without vision, effort feels random. With vision, effort feels purposeful. Think long. When you make a decision today, ask, how does this serve the person I am becoming? Does this brick strengthen my cathedral? Your old self seeks immediate satisfaction. It wants quick results, quick recognition, quick relief. Your new self understands legacy. It understands structure. It understands that what lasts is built slowly. Delayed gratification deepens here. You are no longer sacrificing small pleasures just for discipline. You are investing in a structure that will stand for years. Stay steady. Progress may feel slow at times. Some days you lay only one brick, but one brick still matters. One disciplined morning, one focused hour, one courageous action. Brick, brick, brick. Trust the process. The builder does not panic because the cathedral is incomplete after 1 month. They know the design. They trust the blueprint. Your blueprint is your vision. Who do you want to become by 2026? Not vaguely, clearly. See that version of you. Composed, confident, leading, stable, respected. That person is not built in a week. They are constructed daily. Think long. When temptation arises, ask, does this align with the cathedral? Does this support the structure? Short-term pleasure often weakens long-term strength, but long-term clarity reduces short-term struggle. When you know where you are going, saying no becomes easier. Stay steady. There will be distractions. There will be detours. There will be voices questioning your pace. Remain grounded. Cathedrals are not rushed. They are crafted. Relief comes through clarity. When your vision is clear, anxiety decreases. You stop chasing every opportunity. You stop reacting to every trend. You filter decisions through your long-term lens. Does this serve the structure? Does this move me closer to 2026? Long-term vision also protects you during setbacks. If one brick cracks, the cathedral is not destroyed. You replace it. If one day falters, your identity does not collapse. You return, brick by brick. Stay steady. Trust the process. Imagine walking into 2026 as the version you envision. You enter rooms with quiet authority. You speak with grounded confidence. You make decisions without hesitation. Because you have built the structure, others see the finished cathedral. They admire the height. They praise the design. They do not see the thousands of bricks laid in silence. But you do. You remember the mornings when progress felt invisible, the days when effort seemed unnoticed, the nights when discipline required strength. You trusted the process, and it rewarded you. Long-term vision transforms impatience into patience. You no longer rush growth. You cultivate it. You no longer demand immediate validation. You expect eventual excellence. Think long. When you invest in skills, think beyond this month. When you build relationships, think beyond convenience. When you develop habits, think beyond today's mood. Every brick matters. Every decision contributes. Your old self measures success in days. Your new self measures in years. Years of consistent alignment. Years of disciplined choices. Years of steady execution. Stay steady. Consistency feels ordinary, but ordinary repeated becomes extraordinary. The cathedral rises quietly. At first, people see only foundation, then walls, then arches. Eventually, the skyline changes. Your life will change the same way. Gradually, powerfully, irreversibly. Trust the process. Trust that small efforts accumulate. Trust that discipline compounds. Trust that delayed gratification multiplies. When frustration appears, return to vision. Picture the cathedral. Picture the version of you standing inside it. Strong, centered, fulfilled. Relief flows when you remember that growth is a process. You are not behind. You are building. Long-term vision also demands sacrifice. Some invitations must be declined. Some comforts must be delayed. Some distractions must be ignored. But sacrifice becomes lighter when vision is vivid. When you see the cathedral clearly, laying bricks feels meaningful. Think long, stay steady, trust the process. Repeat it. Think long, stay steady, trust the process. Your future self depends on your present discipline. Every brick you lay today supports their strength. Every habit you reinforce supports their confidence. Every decision you make shapes their environment. Imagine meeting your 2026 self. They look at you with gratitude because you chose long-term over immediate, because you chose vision over impulse, because you stayed steady. They are leading confidently now, calm in pressure, strategic in decision, respected in presence. That confidence is built on thousands of quiet choices you make today. Long-term vision also protects your peace. When you understand that growth is gradual, you stop comparing timeline. You focus on your blueprint. You move at your pace. You build with intention. Others may rush. Others may drift. You build, brick by brick. Your cathedral does not require approval. It requires commitment. There will be days when the structure feels incomplete. Stay steady. There will be days when progress seems invisible. Trust the process. There will be days when impatience rises. Think long. Feel the rhythm of those commands anchoring. Think long. Stay steady. Trust the process. Your identity deepens further here. You are no longer driven by mood. You are directed by vision. You are no longer reacting to the present. You are constructing the future. And as 2026 approaches, you will not scramble to prepare. You will already be prepared because you built steadily, because you thought long, because you trusted the process. The cathedral is rising, and soon the world will see what you have been building all along. Keep laying bricks. The final integration awaits. Chapter 12. The Habit of Identity Ownership. This is where everything comes together. Not in theory, not in motivation. In identity, you do not try to win. You become the winner. Trying is temporary. Becoming is permanent. For chapters, you have built habits. Awareness, intentional morning, focused attention, daily discipline, physical strength, emotional control, silent growth, relentless learning, strategic thinking, courageous action, long-term vision. Now they are no longer separate. They integrate. They fuse. They form identity. Identity ownership means this. You no longer act disciplined. You are disciplined. You no longer act focused. You are focused. You no longer attempt courage. You are courageous. There is no negotiation left. Your old self once debated every effort. Should I? Can I? Is it worth it? Your new self decides once and moves. You are no longer negotiating with greatness. You have claimed it. Identity ownership begins with a powerful realization. You are not defined by past behavior. You are defined by chosen standards. Standards shape habits. Habits shape actions. Actions shape outcomes. Outcomes reinforce identity. And now your identity is clear. Rise, not emotionally, not occasionally. Rise as default. You rise early. You rise under pressure. You rise after setbacks. Rising is who you are. Focus, not when convenient, not when inspired. Focus as discipline. Focus as strength. Focus as protection of your future. Lead. First yourself, then others. Leadership begins internally. You command your thoughts. You direct your actions. You regulate your emotions. From that stability, influence flows. Become. This word carries power. Becoming is not a destination. It is a continuous state of evolution. You are becoming more aligned, more resilient, more strategic, more courageous. Transformation Peak 4 begins here. Intense rhythm, short lines, rise, focus, lead, become, again, rise, focus, lead, become, no hesitation, no retreat, no compromise, rise, focus, lead, become, feel the momentum. This is not hype, it is installation. Identity is installed through repetition. When you repeat disciplined action long enough, it no longer feels forced. It feels natural. You no longer wake up wondering if you should grow. Growth is automatic. You no longer question if you can endure pressure. You have proof. You have trained for it. I am ready. Say it. I am ready. Ready to operate at higher standards. Ready to carry responsibility. Ready to lead without apology. Affirmation is not fantasy. It is reinforcement. I rise. I focus. I lead. I become. Repeat it. I rise. I focus. I lead. I become. These words are not performance. They are declaration. Everything integrates now. Awareness ensures clarity. Intentional mornings create structure. Focus sharpens execution. Discipline removes negotiation. Strength stabilizes posture. Emotional control protects energy. Silent growth builds depth. Learning sharpens your blade. Strategy positions you wisely. Courage drives action. Vision anchors direction. All of it forms identity. You are no longer trying different habits. You are embodying them. Your internal dialogue shifts. Instead of asking, "Can I do this?" you ask, "How will I execute?" Instead of asking, "Am I capable?" you act from capability. There is no dramatic announcement, no loud celebration, just calm certainty. You know who you are, and that knowledge is powerful. The emotional climax builds here. You look back at the version of you who began this journey. Hesitant, inconsistent, reactive. That version served its purpose. It brought you here, but it does not lead anymore. You lead. You have built the structure. You have laid the bricks. You have forged the steel. You have sharpened the blade. You have stepped into the cold water. You have learned to pause before responding. You have grown roots beneath the surface. You have thought 3 moves ahead. Now you stand differently. Not arrogant. Grounded. Not loud. Certain. Not reactive. Intentional. Rise. Focus. Lead. Become. Let the rhythm settle into your bones. You are no longer negotiating with greatness. You are aligned with it. When temptation appears, you do not argue. You choose strength. When distraction appears, you do not drift. You choose focus. When fear appears, you do not freeze. You choose movement. Identity ownership removes doubt because doubt thrives in indecision. You are decided. You know your standards. You know your direction. You know your next move. I am ready. Again, I am ready. Ready for opportunity. Ready for challenge. Ready for expansion. There will still be obstacle. There will still be uncertainty. But you are no longer fragile. You are structured. You are no longer scattered. You are integrated. This is the difference between temporary motivation and permanent transformation. Motivation fades. Identity persists. When you own your identity, you do not depend on mood. You depend on standards. Standards do not fluctuate. They guide. They anchor. They stabilize. You are becoming someone others look to. Not because you demand attention, because your presence commands respect. Your habits are aligned. Your thoughts are aligned. Your actions are aligned. Alignment creates power, and power used wisely creates influence. Rise, focus, lead, become. This is not the end. It is integration. From this point forward, growth is not forced. It is natural. Discipline is not heavy. It is normal. Courage is not rare. It is expected. You wake up as the person you decided to become. You move through the day as the leader you envisioned. You rest at night knowing you executed with integrity. Identity ownership changes how you walk, how you speak, how you decide. It removes apology. It removes hesitation. It removes negotiation. You do not shrink in rooms. You expand them. You do not chase approval. You embody excellence. You do not attempt to win. You operate as someone who wins consistently because you have built the habits, because you have reinforced the standard, because you have owned the identity. I rise. I focus. I lead. I become. Hold those affirmations. Let them echo. The journey does not end here. It stabilizes here. Your cathedral stands strong. Your blade is sharp. Your foundation is secure. Your strategy is clear. Your courage is active. Your discipline is steady. Your awareness is sharp. You are no longer negotiating with greatness. You are living it. And from this moment forward, every action reinforces who you have chosen to be. Rise, focus, lead, become. This is who you are now. You are not the same person who began this journey. At first, habits felt small, optional, inconsistent. Now they feel powerful. You understand something clearly. It was never about productivity. It was about identity. You stopped drifting. You stopped waiting. You stopped negotiating with comfort. You chose structure. You chose growth. You chose leadership. Pause. Feel that shift. The old version of you reacted. This version responds. The old version hesitated. This version acts. You installed awareness. You protected focus. You strengthened your body. You mastered emotion. You built quietly. You learned relentlessly. You thought strategically. You moved with courage. You built vision. And now, you stand different. Not louder. Stronger. Not rushed. Certain. Say it clearly. I am ready. I rise. I decide who I become. This is not temporary motivation. This is transformation. In 2026, you will not hope for success. You will operate from it because you no longer depend on mood. You depend on standards. You no longer chase greatness. You embody it. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Move forward with certainty. Your habits are aligned. Your discipline is steady. Your focus is sharp. Your identity is installed. And your future responds to the leader you have become. Now go. Build it. You made it to the end. That already says something about you. Most people stop early. You stayed. If this audiobook challenged you, if it sharpened your focus, if it reminded you of who you're becoming, then don't let this be a one-time moment. This channel exists for people who choose growth, discipline over comfort, clarity over noise, progress over excuses. If you want more audiobooks like this, more mindset training, more leadership, more inner strength, subscribe, like this video so it reaches the people who need it, and share it with someone who's ready to rise but hasn't found the words yet. Stay consistent, protect your mind, and keep moving forward. This is only the beginning.